Hey guys, how you doing today? It's me, Kelly. We are going to do a kaleidoscope cane. It's just a polymer cane, a polymer clay cane, and some people call it kaleidoscope cane. Some people, uh, you'll see like a bullseye cane repeated over and over. So let me just show you what we're gonna do. Now I have this here. This is clay that I took apart. Was scrap clay, and it had yellow and green in it. So I didn't finish doing it, but I did it with these ones. And you can see some of the colors are still coming through. I'm not worried about it, but I put it through the pasta machine and it has to go through another couple times to come out even color, but you can definitely use scraps. And just, even if you have a small bit of a color left, add it in and make a nice color, or make it swirly. But first what we're going to do is we're going to take some clay. Now, you can use whatever colors you want. You can use black, you can use white, you can use green. You can do, for the kaleidoscope, it's all kinds of different colors, and I'll show you here. But I have a video, and I'm going to link it either in the description down below or somewhere here or up here somewhere. So you can click it and see the version I did a couple years back and learn from either video. So I have some color of clay here, and I'm just going to flatten out. So I got red. This was a color that I took a part of something else, and it's a little deeper red now, but I don't care. And I'm just going to roll it. I have my clay knife here, which I've not baked yet, but I will. All right, so we don't need this big piece, because I just want to show you a couple different things. All right, so I'm going to put that down. And then again, I'm using my knife. You can use a X-Acto knife. I don't know where mine is right now. Excuse me if my head's in the way. Here it is. I'm trying to use things at home so you guys can see that you don't have to go out and jump and buy everything. So I just have my water bottle. And it could be anything. It could be, like I said, your cooking spray. It could be a cup, coffee cup, whatever you want. A smaller water bottle. And I'm just going to roll it out. If you have a pasta machine, use that. I don't like to necessarily do that. I'm going to do a video with the pasta machine, but for the most part of these easier canes, I want you guys to see that you can just buy 2 blocks of clay if you want, or 1 block, and sit at home and play. Now, I'm going to tell you, like I told you in the last video and every clay video I do, you want to, after you get this wrapped up, you want to make sure you freeze it. You want to make sure you freeze it before you cut it, because you need that to be firm so it doesn't mush, okay? But, so here's the red. And I'm not going to do I'm not going to do too much, too long. So I like to pull it with my hands a little bit to make it thinner. And if you're using your pasta machine, definitely put it in your pasta machine, but you don't have to. This is a great, get the tray out and sit on the couch, watch TV, even if you prep all your clay. And this is something that you could prep ahead. All right, so you see, I got that. I'm going to turn it over where it's probably flatter. All right, and you can see I got a little hole right here. Let me move in. So all I'm going to do with the hole is pinch it together. Or if you don't want to pinch it together, take a piece, if you have a little piece sitting, smush it between your fingers. And just do that. And you seal it. Kind of like working with dough, really. Okay, so we have our red. Now, I'm going to cut off. Do it on something where you won't rip through your clay mat. Use a ceramic towel or a, anything you have that you don't care if it gets cut. All right, and now I'm just squaring it up. Okay, and that's going to be our first. Does not have to be perfect. We're going to move this bad boy over here for a second. And then let's go to, now think about this. Red and green. This is a bright green. You can do this whole technique for Christmas ornaments. You can use the glass balls that you get, the ornaments, and you could put these canes on here and make it like a Christmas thing. Oh, the stuff you can do, but we'll do that more at Christmas time. I get very excited. All right, let's do red and white. I'm gonna just roll this out. Sorry if I'm shaking the TV or shaking the camera. TV. Okay. And if you don't want to get your things with clay on it, any clay on whatever you're rolling with, use saran wrap on it. That'll work. And then it doesn't touch it. Now, let me show you a very important faux pas, as I like to say. Can you see the red? My light is really screwed up today, so I'm sorry. Can you see how the red got picked up off the mat? Always work light to dark. I say it all the time. I don't always follow that suggestion, obviously. But always work light to dark. Because this is picking up, and now this is going to be an off-white. But I don't care. I'm just showing you guys the technique. Just keep rolling it out. And if you find it's hard, you know, to roll out, put it in your hands for a second. Just sit and maybe sing a song, like a quick verse of a song, you know? She's a brick house. Do like something like that. You know? I can go on, but why torture everybody? All right, so we're just rolling. Okay, so obviously there's not as much red clay here, white clay here as I had red. You could see it's ripping now. It's ripping because I didn't work it enough. It's like dough. I didn't develop the gluten, however, but, you know, it's still a little cold. But I don't care because I just want to show y'all what we're going to do. And see, I held that upside down even with the things on it. That's because Kelly is not with it today. Then just save those pieces. Okay. Look at that. Not even done. So what was the point of that, Kelly? Well, the point is to show that, look what happened. Hey, it's life. It's life. That's life. I'll show you with my X-Acto knife next so you guys can see. I'm putting this now. You don't have to. I'm just putting this through my pasta machine real quick just because my hands the past couple of days have been really bad. But you can see it stretches it out a lot. So I'm just going to take my X-Acto knife. But you can get that definitely if you... And just cut. And then roll it off. Okay. And I'll just leave that there. Alright, so now we have our two rolled out sheets. So, what color do I want to put in here? Well, probably green because it'll show up better for you guys. I don't want to necessarily do Christmas right now, but we shall see. And just roll it the same way you just did. All right, you just keep rolling it. You'll get it flat. I'm putting it in the pasta machine because I hate keeping you guys here forever. All right, so you just want to make sure that it's pliable. Now what we're going to do, and that's why I put it to the pasta machine at one time. You don't have to. You just want to make it soft. Now we're going to roll it in our hands, and what we're going to do is make a tube-like thing. And you want it not thick, not thin, medium. Just like this. And we're going to lay it in the white. Just like that. Okay? Now we're going to go with the, let's use the lighter blue since it'll probably show up on the, oh no, let's do this. Let's do the mixed color of yellow. Roll it. Now I've rolled these out and heated them before I started the video just because it takes a long time. I really don't want you guys to sit here and watch me roll. All right. And this one will be a little thicker, but we'll just take our knife, your X-Acto knife. Make sure you always put the lid on. And you can see how thick that is, right? And we're just going to lay that one in here. Now, if you have this issue, you go in. You can see here it's too long, so I'm going to cut that green off on the edges. Put that back in my green color. And then some red. So I'm not cutting through enough because I'm on my sheet and I don't want to ruin it, but Such is life. Okay. Now let me show you how to roll it. Put that back there. Okay, so take your clay and take it to the end. See how we're at the end here? And just slightly push it down. Lightly push it down. OMG. Okay? And roll and roll. And you want it to roll so it basically touches that other part. And then lightly roll it back and forth on that seam. Okay? And then that magical thing is done. And you can see right here, you can take your fingers and kind of blend it together. Roll it again. Try to keep it in that shape the best you can. It doesn't matter if it goes off a little bit, because that's what makes it look like you made it. And that's what I like. I don't want to look like I bought it off the shelf. So let's do our green. Same thing. Start your green either side. It doesn't matter. Now you can see, and that's okay, but you can see that this is a little thinner than like on other sides. So, you know, you can fix that if you want, or you just know it'll be a different size when you cut it. Now we're doing the same thing. We're just rolling it, rolling it. Now when you roll this, you can see I have all this white left over. If you roll this so it touches and give it a roll and then send it back, you'll be able to see some notification marking right there. That's where you want to cut it, because that's where it will be enough to cover it. So just slice it down a little bit, because you don't want the white or the color that you're wrapping in to overlap too much. And then just give it your roll. I use the palm of my hand because it hurts my fingers, and it also has more heat. But it doesn't have to be spot on right now. It doesn't matter. But you want it to connect. And there we go. And then we have these. Okay, so I'm going to work with these two colors. You can see that there are a lot of different colors you can use and do this in. You can do it in one color. And we'll see. Maybe I'll do that next. But let's just we're going to do these funky colors. It's, you know, it's just, I'm teaching you a technique more than a project, so to say. All right. So I am going to I'm going to cut this in half, the white. If I was on camera, maybe you could see it. Wouldn't that be enjoyable? Now look. Oh, this is a great lesson. Look at that. Can you see? That's an air bubble. That's an air bubble in there. We don't want that. So you really want to, see, now I'm pushing it and it's moving all around. So you really want that attached. You really want to make sure you don't have any air bubbles. And that's what this rolling does. Okay. So I'm going to cut this in half. Now, at this moment, before you cut this in half, throw it in the freezer. Do yourself a favor, throw it in the freezer. It'll firm up when you go to cut. Now you can see that's not perfect. It's a little weird looking, the green, but it's good enough. Now let's do the red, because I want the red. Now there's another air bubble. Look. So when you bake that, look at that. It's not going to come out right. So you just kind of want to push it and bust it in a sense. That's all. No harm. And that could be that the clay underneath that I wrapped might have been off at that moment. So I'm going to push that back down and give this a little roll. Okay, and then I'm going to cut that in half. Now the yellow is not as bright as I would like it because it was the color, but it's okay. So I'm going to put those over there. And now with these ones, I want to roll them thinner. So you just want to put the even amount of pressure. It's going to make them smaller. And just take your hand over it. And then you can do this as many times as you want. So then you'll do that. And then let's make this even smaller. And you'll see what we're going to do. All right, so then we have that. Now we could use this too, I guess. Yeah, that's not going to hurt nothing. This is our white that we want to get down. Get down, get down, get down, get down, get down. Okay. Now look, here's something fun to teach you. You see how this is thicker and that's thinner? Watch. Boop, you're done. You're already in the pile, buddy. And then we'll just do it again. And if you have a little OCD, which we all do. All right, I'm going to make that small. This end's going to be too small to do anything with. But this green right here, we're going to cut that off. And you can save it for a base of a bead, definitely. And then I'm going to cut this in half. Okay, so let's get to the getting. So Now this is a big bad boy. He's big. You don't have to have him that big. You can have him whatever size you want. All right, but we're going to use this first. So I got this guy, right? This is the red one, and I'm going to pick a white one. And then do red, do white. Now imagine if you did this in like 4 different colors. You'll have all these different colors all around. So exciting. And then that, and then our white. And that's where we're starting right there. That's our kaleidoscope. Mind you, this yellow color is not my favorite color right now. It kind of looks like diarrhea, but use a different color. Do you know what I mean? It's just learning how to do this. So I'm going to roll this in my hand. See how I'm doing it? It's going all the way around, all the way around. Right in. There we go. And you can see it's all becoming one. And you can see that in there. So I'm going to roll this for a second. It's starting to get warm. But that's okay. Just want it to thin out and all of it to connect. And think about it. You can make a candy cane. Yeah, you can do a lot of things. But what we're going to do is, now we have this. You can see that it's kind of together. And then take your knife. I'll use this one real quick. And cut this in half. And then you're getting this, right? And you can see you have your doubles there, also a piece of fuzz. But you can put it wherever you want. If you don't want the greens connecting, it doesn't have to. But I think it looks cool because now we have that look. And what we want to do is we want to roll it again. So roll it in your hand so we can kind of form it into a oval. And not too much pressure, remember. That'll like smush everything. And if that's the look you like, then smush it. I don't care. I've smushed. I think we've all smushed. And then take it on here. And you're going to just make it smaller and smaller and smaller. So we got that rolled. And we got that. So let's cut it in half one more time. And you can cut it in, I mean, if you want to cut it in thirds, cut it in thirds. Form it back to the size ball that you want. You know, if you want it round, oval, square, whatever. And then we'll add that green right there. And then we'll take this and put the green, I mean the, what do we want to put there? We'll put that there. So then we get that little green in the middle, you see? And you push that all together. Give it a nice squeeze, just a little squeeze, roll it in your hand. Again, not the colors I would actually choose all the time, but it's to show you guys. You can use whatever color you want. All right, so now we're going to just keep rolling it. And I think you get the gist. You can continue doing that. It'll make the kaleidoscope smaller and the cane smaller, but that's up to you. You can do whatever you want. You can cut this in half again and add it on again. It doesn't matter. Okay, so let me just get this right here. Okay, now I'm going to cut this in half. Now, okay, here we are. We got this done. Put it in the refrigerator or the freezer or your ice pack that you have sitting here and leave it sit for 10 minutes. Leave it sit for 5 minutes on this side, turn it over for 5 minutes the other side. It'll get cool because when you go to cut this, if it is warm at all, it's going to mush and mush. It's going to mush into each other. And you might not want that. I don't, but I'm working here and that's kind of what I'm doing. But look. Look how cool. Look how cool. So we have kaleidoscope pieces. So then you can go in, and you always want to freeze it before you go to cut. Then we go in, and we have, imagine the colors you can use. We have this bad boy. Look how cool. So imagine the colors that you can do. The green and white are gorgeous, boy. And then you can cut these little pieces. And again, put on, let me see if I can find my, let's use this little end here. All right, so I'm going to make a small bead just with a piece of scrap clay. Okay, we got our ball of our scrap clay. We're going to push it down a little bit to make it like a cabochon. shape, whatever shape you want. And this can be made a little thinner, the base, because you're going to be putting clay on top. Now you can do it on the ball like I showed you in the other video. But here we go. This can be the front of our kaleidoscope. And if you want to put some white in there, because you have some white sitting here, just take a little bit, roll it down. And that can be your spackle in between if you want. Roll it in a little worm shaped thing and put it in between. So when we mush it down, it'll work. Let's get another one of these. A little too big, it's okay. Cut it, just cut it. All right, put that there, pull it apart. Put that there, put that there. All right, now that's a hot mess, isn't it? Let me show you. But watch, look. You can see all the pieces. So then we take our faux rolling pin. You don't want to push too hard, and you want to pick it up and you want to move it. And pick it up and move it. And then, look at that. All in there. All smooth. I don't know if you could see how smooth. Can you see? Look how cool. Then you can go in, you can trim it, you can take a paint bottle and trim around it to make it oval. You could take your cookie cutter, you can do whatever you want. If you want to use this for your mixed media and you don't have a cutter, use a lid. Cut it right in the middle. And you have a really cool, then you just pat those, you know, because we cut it. And it's a little warm, so it's a little mushy. You have a great little bead. Look how cool. And the back is just brown, whatever color it is. But if you want to make it, you know, if you want to make it covered because you want it a little bit, just go and push that around. And then you can have your color on the back, or you can make it reversible and do your different sizes. Come on, baby. Cut it again, give it a little twist. Now you have your little, so think about all the stuff, dragon scales, all kinds of stuff, all kinds of stuff. So that is your kaleidoscope cane. And like I said, it is so much fun just to sit and do it and just play. Even if you only have two colors, you can definitely make a fantastic little kaleidoscope cane. And you can make them in whatever shape you want. Like I said, I just made that into a square. You just kind of play with it till you get what you want. And then you can have your little square. And then you would take your, if you have a sort of tool, or you can use your pen or your back of your paintbrush. You want a smaller paintbrush though. Let's see. And you just want to stick, this is too big still, but you want to stick there and give it a twist. Stick in there and give it a twist. And then you'll get your hole. You know, you want a smaller hole. You want to use a different, a little smaller than that. But then you bake it, and then you can glaze it, and then you have a pendant or a start to an earring, or you could do two and make it for your earrings. It is so much fun. So much fun. So much fun. And like I said, look how much you have left, what you can do. So you can put a color around this if you want to put black around this, or white or green, you know, roll it out in a sheet and put it on here and roll it and then cut it. And then you have great, another color. So, I mean, this is so much fun and endless. And there are so many different things I'm going to show. I'm redoing some of the videos a lot of people have asked me to do. And so I'm doing that, but I have a lot more. I love doing canes. I love doing Makume Gane. I love doing it all. Sometimes it doesn't love doing me, but it's just so much fun. So I hope you guys liked this. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Let me know down below what you guys think. And a lot of you said yes, you would like a clay giveaway, so that'll be up in the horizons. And it is just so much fun. So if you guys do any of this, let me know. Tag me, tag me, message me, hit me up on Google, hit me up anywhere, and let me know and see how you guys are doing. And if you have any questions, of course, just ask. I do my best to get back to everybody, and that is about it. So I love you guys. Be kind to each other. You never know battle somebody else is fighting. And I have a lot of great projects coming up. I'm so excited. So I love you guys, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.